Well, hello and welcome to the creator interviews for the British Web Awards. And today we are joined by the winners of the British Web Awards Best Web Series 2021. It is the creators and stars of Emmy and Christin. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
welcome. Why don't you just introduce yourselves and what you did on the series?
You go first.
I was just going to say the same. So my name is Anna-Marlene Wirtz, and with Elena we wrote and produced and acted in Emmy and Christin. It's a dark comedy web series with two main female characters in it, which is Elena and I. And yeah, I guess we'll talk about more of it after. So that's me.
So that's us, basically. So I don't have to say anything more. So I'm Elena, and yes, I'm the second part in Emmy and Christin, and we did everything together from the script to the production, and yeah. So let's start from there.
Absolutely. And what would you say? So what's kind of your backgrounds? I always like to try and get into what was kind of your background. Was it always acting? Was it writing? Or what was your journeys? Wants to go first? Want to go first, Anna?
Yeah, sure. So my background has actually always been acting, and I started training in Wales when I was 16. Went to college there, and I did a BTEC musical theatre, and then with 18 I went to drama school in London. I'm like history is that I'm half Welsh, half German, so that's the reason why I live in Germany now, and I actually trained in the UK. Yeah, and lived and worked and trained in London before I moved to Frankfurt to meet Elena. Or not to meet Elena, but where I met her. It was like destiny. Yeah. It's so funny. Yeah, so it was acting. I've in 2013 I did a little pilot with another fantastic creator in London, and yeah, so I had my first experience there, but yeah, I didn't write the script at all. I was just helping with the production as well, and I acted in it as well. That was my first experience. And before we did Emmy and Christin, Elena would have probably talked about that as well. We did sketches. So we got together and started writing little 1-minute sketches. So that was basically the start of Emmy and Christin. It wasn't the first thing that we both wrote together. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, Elena.
Yeah, my background is I did a lot of modeling when I was younger. And I later on I got a lot of jobs in commercials and image films, and I said, oh wow, that's it. And I did everything to get more jobs in the film industry. And yeah, in the end, Anna and we decided, oh come on, let's do something together. Yeah, you cannot wait until someone is saying, oh, I have a role for you. So we said, let's do it by ourselves, and we started with these sketches. And Anna again, that's not enough, we have to do more, we can do more. So and that's it. So we decided to jump in this adventure to do a web series. And Anna had already experienced with being an actress in a web series, and she joined already some festivals, and she loved it and said, Elena, come on, that's it, let's do this. And yeah, you see.
Because even when you said about the 1-minute sketches, they're like a form of web series itself, aren't they? You know, the shorter the episodes in a lot of cases, the better, aren't they? These sketches you can get up there. So that's kind of the beginning of it, really, wasn't it?
Exactly. So, but it was only the web series is a series where you have the same topic, and these little sketches is just being in a hotel meeting and doing some yoga. There is no story.
Yeah, just
what
one-off.
is continuing. So
A narrative, isn't it? You're saying.
Yeah, they weren't connected. The sketches weren't connected, but the characters were. Like the characters were always the same. That's why, okay, we've got these characters, let's put them into, you know, a narrative, like you say, that has like a red thread through, like, at least for now 3 episodes. Yeah.
So what was the kind of then inspiration of, say, of the, you know, of Emmy and Christin, this particular one, and where did that come from? When did you think this is going to be our first project, let's start writing? You're pulling a face down there.
Anna, my brain is not so good and remember.
So as I remember, so Elena and I, we bound, like, I'm gonna give you another thing in there. Just I'll answer that question, but this destiny thing, I'm gonna have another story.
Okay.
I only found out like I think it was last year, but you know, I did something in 2013, and then I met Elena in Frankfurt, and were the 2 creators, and particularly with Elena way more, that I created something with, and it turned out that they have exactly the same birthday, exactly the same.
Wow.
Yeah, that's quite funny. So there's something, leading on to the question, there's something that works well with that date, quite blatantly, you know, and we sat down together and we brainstormed basically from things that we imagined those 2 characters that we've developed. So we developed the characters first. We sat down and yeah, tried to make them really round, and then we said, okay, let's take these 2 characters and place them into our story, and what shall this story be? And we brainstormed, and this is basically just what came out of a brainstorm of things that we've seen, and like a genre that we've seen and that we like, and things that we want to watch as well. And it was always the premise, of course, that it was 2 female leads, and they can do things and be in situations like that, which not anymore. There's a lot of stuff now where dark comedy is actually led by female leads, but in the past, it was quite male dominant, like male main characters playing those sort of roles, and we were just like, well, we can also do that.
Oh, 100%. And as on the last interview I did last week, we were just chatting about the platform of web series and how it's becoming kind of more female dominant, which is lovely. And we're saying in the British Web Awards last year, it was 70% female directors to 30% male directors, which I didn't know till after the festival, but I thought just incredible. People are able now to use their voice and to crack on with it. And I think in the main industry, that's probably still not, it's getting there, but it's still not there, is it? So I think in the web series world, there's far more freedom to be yourselves and to follow your voice. And like you've said before, to create opportunities, you know, that's the key thing, isn't it? You can't just find them, you have to create your own and do it that way. And you've certainly done that with this web series. It was terrific, absolutely terrific. So following on from that, you've got your story, and so you've got your script. So what was the next step? Did you think we'll get a budget together first, or we'll just try and get a crew together first? What was that?
I mean, the work with the script was a quite long work, because we gathered ideas, then we started to write, then we sent it hin und her. I mixed German and English. Okay, and we improved, and we collected some more ideas, and we can do this and this. So it was quite a process, and we did a lot of movies for students. So we thought there's absolutely a possibility to find some people which are willing to do this more or less without budget. So we asked all around, do you have some time? Are you interested? Would you like to read our script? And yeah, Anna, you can.
Well, I was going to say, what was the kind of, I bet there was a lot of enthusiasm to get involved when you asked. going back to creativity, I bet, yeah, but they love to get
Absolutely.
involved in that. Yeah.
Yes, and
Perfect.
Anna had immediately Anna had someone in mind for doing the camera, Marco, and she, can I ask him? And let's do this during Berlinale. We sat together, Marco. Yeah, that was really, I think, for Anna, a dream come true at this moment when he said yes. Yeah.
So I had I had worked with Marco Eisenbart, which is the cinematographer, a couple of times before, and I've seen some of his other stuff as well, and I really always loved his work, and I felt like he would get this. So send him the script, and he already read the script a long time before I actually agreed to it, because he read it. And that's why, to your question, how did it happen with the budget?
Yeah.
It was happening parallel. So we had some budget, but Marco was hesitant to probably say yes to it, because he said it's a huge undertaking, everything that you're writing in there, with like with the limousine and then this villa, and it was only the third option that we had in the end. We had we had actually some other ideas for like visuals for it beforehand, and he made the best out of it in the end. And so the budget kept increasing while we were already in production, like in pre-production, because it's like, okay, this is going to cost that. And then Marco was quite realistic, and the whole team, our production manager, she was as well, and saying like, we need, this is going to cost a lot more for what you want, and we were willing to do that. And then we started while in pre-production, we started getting sponsoring, and a lot of sponsoring. So it wasn't just our money anymore, it was a lot of acquaintances, friends and family who then sponsored, and then it all kind of came together in the end. And it was still in production, it was still stretching over it. In post-production, it was still going over it, just because there was damages and things like that, and we kept having to put money in. But we were so willing to do it because we wrote that script. It was super ambitious, but it was for us a dream come true to make this happen. So money doesn't matter it doesn't matter in the end anymore. It was kind of our business card in the end, saying, well, we have done this, and we want to do more, and this is what you would be supporting, following after the production. This is what you'll be supporting once we continue with it.
Yeah, and of course we do have some official fundings. It's possible to ask for film funding and so on, but we thought we have nothing to offer for the moment. We are only actresses, and it's quite challenging to get something funded. So we decided, okay, Anna, let's not ask for the money, let's do it by ourselves. So in the end,
did you try to ask first, or did you just think,
no,
we'll
we
do
were
this
talking
first?
about it, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of paperwork, and it, somehow, I don't know how it is in other countries, but I feel like you have to be known by the I don't know, jury and so on in this film funding, and you have to be already someone, or you have to at least to be a film student. But I really thought our chances are not that high to get that money, and the time was running, and Corona, and we want to do this, and let's try it. So we decided go for it.
And genre is a bit more difficult as well. It's like a family drama or anything that I feel like that has a bit more of a charm.
That's fun. That's nothing. We're not making a film about very social topics or economic ones. This is entertaining, and I thought, and I still think, and I'm sure that was the best way. Otherwise, we would have never done it. So.
But in retrospect now, I bet if you were to then apply, like you said, you now have the calling card, you have your web series, you have your multiple award-winning web series, and not to go off too much, but just because, like you say, it is a calling card, and that's a reoccurring theme for people creating web series. It's usually a stepping stone to lots of other things, as well as a fully working interactive CV, isn't it? It's, you know, this is what we can do with it. And I was going to talk about web series festivals later, but how also important do you think it is to kind of get some recognition on these platforms to say, listen, not just have we made it, but look, we've got something here. You know, does that help when you go and talk to people? You say our series has won something here and there, or is it not cropped up yet? Or
I think that's a very good question. I mean,
I asked some good ones.
Yeah. One thing is that I think you should always believe in your own project, with or without awards. I think that's very, very, very important, that you don't go into it thinking, well, it's only worth something if you are being awarded, because it's a thing, you know, it might not be the jury's sense of humor. That's it. It's the simplest.
Oh yeah.
You know, but it might be someone else's sense of humor, and then it's worth making it, like having made it for yourself and for those people that who likes it and who will like it and get to see it. But when it comes to moving forward with the project, I think it is definitely boosting the CV, I guess. You know, it's like because it has any sort of like written recognition is a help for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
If it's I think it's gonna help us for the future as well, but I also think it doesn't mean that the road is gonna get easier. Maybe a little, but not, you know.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like smooth
Well,
sailing.
Yeah, but it can't not help.
Exactly.
You know,
and it is such an honor to be rewarded and to be seen, and you can see that people like it or love it, and you get the feedback, and this is, it gives you in the end at least a very good feeling. Yeah. I mean, the film commission in Hessen, for example, I think they don't really care what kind of prizes you have, but okay, they realize or recognize they do want something. Maybe it's worth a shot to have a look in it. But in the end, if it doesn't fit their regulations, it doesn't matter how many prizes you have. It's still hard to get funded. So yeah, it's beautiful to have it, and I love it. All the prizes we did won and hopefully will, and it's perfect for the CV, as Anna said. And of course, if we are looking again for some actors, for them it's also important. Okay, what did they do? Did they won anything? Of course, it's good to have it, and I'm very proud.
Yeah. And the one other thing is, if you can say, like for example now, well, we won best web series at British Web Awards, and I'm still totally flashed by that, but it gets people to want to see it, and that is the beauty about it. It will mean like, okay, yeah, sure, cool, I want to see it, you know, I want to see this, and then we get to share our project a bit more and get a wider audience, I guess, from that, which is cool.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I would say, you know, about when you do kind of web series is when anything goes online, the first kind of thing you don't get is you don't get to see people's reaction to it. That's the first thing. You don't get to sit in the theatre necessarily. It goes online, and you might see in the comments, you might see someone that says it's good or whatever. So you don't always get that feedback that you might do in a film in a cinema or theatre, you know, instantly, don't you, the feedback. So it's nice, like I said, and I've had some of my own work years ago go off to lots of places and not get in, and they say you kind of get used to that, but when it does get somewhere and it's a comedy and you realize, oh, they get the humor, you know, it is kind of a nice thing. But and just building on that, you know, we absolutely loved it. You know, it was so funny, so good. You know, when you're looking to tick the boxes again, you know, it looked great. Again, it's well acted, it's funny, it's well cast. Everyone was a character in it, and it was good. And you wanted to see more of it. So, you know, when we were picking the overall winner, like I say, that just seemed to be the one that everyone on the jury says that just ticked everything, and that's absolutely terrific. So
can't see it, but I have.
Yeah. Well, that's the nice thing then about doing interviews like this and stuff. You know, I can then get to meet people behind the scenes, and then actually just tell you, you know, it's absolutely absolutely well deserved. It's not you know, anything else. It's just absolutely perfect in what we needed to see, and it's great. So well done to you and creating that lovely show. And you see, following your creativity, following your dreams and stuff, you know, sometimes it leads to good stuff, you know. So, you know, you make something in Germany, and so we've got it over in England, and saying it just meets new audiences and stuff, and it's wonderful. So that's great. So we've skipped ahead a bit there, so I'm going to try and reel it back to the beginning of production now. So what was it like then? That's how you got your crew together, you got some sponsorship of friends plus your own money and stuff. So you got your crew, your cat. How did you go about getting the cast? How did that go? Because it's a wonderful cast. Obviously yourselves got that one, you know, but you know, what about everyone else? How did you get them involved?
We had a proper casting process. Apart from Magdalena, she was already set.
That was sure.
Yeah, that was sure. We, you know, I've worked with her a couple times beforehand, and she was just the part completely. And other than that, we did a proper casting. Casting process, and had e-casting send in for everyone else, even for the bar lady at the beginning. And it was, oh my god, it was super exciting, and it was to see so many different it was my also second time doing a casting, because 2013 we did a casting as well, and it's just you start admiring the job again, like when you see as an actor, and then you're watching people doing a casting, you're just like, no one is like like, you sometimes think you do a casting, you're like, oh god, I was shit and they're gonna hate me and whatever, and then but no one is bad, everyone is just like, it gives so much different flavors, and it just doesn't, you know, only one person can fit it completely, and it's fascinating to see that. We had some really great stuff coming in, but in the end we were super happy with our cast. And Kevin, who is playing Maurice, who you only see him in the third episode, he's also from the area. And yeah, we were very keen on him, and we actually asked him to do, like, we wanted more of his casting, and he actually did.
We challenged him.
Yeah, just a bit rude, right? But anyway, we needed to see this one thing, and then we had him send like three castings, and he sent them no problem. And then the last one, we just saw it and we're like, okay, thank God, because it's such an important role in the third episode. And yeah.
So 100%. For me, it was the first time that I did a casting. It was so amazing to be on the other side, and just to see everybody's doing a good job, but you feel immediately he's the right one, or she, or not. This is really interesting. Of course, you have to look, does the date fit? Where is he coming from? Again, money and so on. It was really amazing. A very good experience for me, and I loved it. And yeah, I would do it again.
Can I ask them, from a casting perspective, you know, when you've written something yourself, was there ever a moment during the casting process where, you know, you've written a gag or a joke or a part, and you've just seen somebody nail your writing and think that's perfect, you know, or someone that's taken what you've written and lifted it up a bit? Or was there a moment you think that's perfect? Because it can either go two ways. Someone can either destroy your words or really do something with them. Was there any moments like that?
I don't know, Anna, how it was with you, but I just had not, because of the lines, because of the the acting, the being in the moment, and I could imagine, oh yes, he is this person. That it was for me. It was not how he said something with the lines, or maybe I understood wrong, but yeah.
How he delivered the lines, some of the jokes, some of the timings. Yeah, I mean, we had that with Kevin. That's why we wanted that from him, and he delivered that on the third video that he gave us. We've had the opposite a few more times where we felt it wasn't understood.
Yeah.
The humor wasn't understood. Our humor wasn't understood the way we've written it. That happened, I think, a lot more than someone completely nailing it. But you know, so yeah. I guess not a straightforward answer there. I'm sorry.
No, I just drifted off there thinking of that on the last scenes where somebody runs in with the shovel and hits someone. You had the Dead Sea when they get healed at the end. I just started laughing about that in my head, so it just popped into my head this scene. That's pretty dumb, but that's very funny.
Yeah,
I so love that you love that, because you know I'm half British, so I feel like maybe there is a hint of some really like dark sort of British humor in this as well.
It might be.
Yeah, when we were brainstorming, Elena, she was looking at me with wide eyes saying, "You seriously want to do that?" I'm like, "Yeah, we'll splash a shovel in the face. It's just gonna go boom." And Elena, I don't know if you remember, you were like, okay, let's write this, but okay. So,
in my brain, I was a few steps ahead. Blood, how can we do this? And with a shovel, and always like, how can we do it in the end? So I okay.
Yeah,
but we did it very well. We had one chance, so
yeah, one chance. That's it.
Yeah, that was a one taker.
Why one chance? What was the setup there? What was the?
Oh, that was the, you know, you would think, you honestly would think, I will spoil a bit. You would think that the chainsaw in the third episode would get everyone nervous, and it did a little. But that last shovel thing, that was, everyone was so nervous. And we've had the makeup artist, and we had a sack, and I had to practice. That was also not easy. Like, you know, running in and having a shovel, and then hoping to not like hit anyone around or hit the camera, because the camera was obviously on the floor as well, or not sand the bag, you know, because you're in swing. And I practiced that a hell of a lot, and I got so nervous when I realized how much this is in practice is taking, and everyone else just started getting nervous, and you haven't seen a set like so quiet in practice.
Yes.
And because, and then we had
rain cover.
We had rain cover on because we tried it with water first, to see how, you know, the splashing of the water and the timing of it. And then the last take was with real blood, and if you do it once, like we didn't have double, like the costume on once, like we didn't have time to put makeup on again or wash our hair or didn't know where it was going to be, where it was going to go, the blood. So, and we didn't have a chance to redo it. You know, that happens with low budget. So.
Exactly. but we did our best, and it worked out quite well. So I'm proud of us. You should have seen Anna, our makeup artist. She was lying there, and so it was great, but a very intense moment for sure.
Was there any other moments on set of really funny stories, or was there any incidents while you were filming that were very memorable, or was there
They all are, because oh my god, the limousine part, that's my little story. Like, that was so much fun. It was crazy, and Marco will probably have a story to tell about that. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to say this without.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
We had a cab, a convertible car alongside it, and Marco was basically like strapped in the back, And he said he's never done this before either. And like, there was someone driving, and it was, it wasn't even someone from production. It was your partner, Elena, who was driving the car. And then we were going round and round and round the bridge, and then to get back onto the bridge, just for him to practice getting the shot down. But I was just in a limousine, just going out all the time like this. And it was so nice, because we had the limousine arrive. Oh no, we finished with the limousine scene, and every crew member that was still there, we were smaller, we were a bit smaller, not everyone was there. We were like, on the other days we were like 30 on set, and I think we were like half that, or
Less.
20 maybe, less, and then the whole crew got to go have a ride in the limousine. They put the music on really loud. They had like a huge party in the limousine. They had a little drive around. It was so nice for them, because they've been working so hard, because our shoot days started at like 5 p.m. and finished at like, supposed to finish at 5, and they never did. It was 5:30, 6 a.m. and they all did that, and it was so amazing. And for them to have just a bit of fun on set with everything was so nice to see. That was a nice moment.
Yeah, I wasn't there, so
you were there, you were watching.
Yeah, from the outside. Yes.
Any memories for you, Elena, over there?
Honestly, in my mind is coming just a very stressful moment. Not funny, sorry.
No, it's stressful.
Yeah, the CPR in the room. Oh, we trained this scene very often, because it had to be good, and it need to work out with all the movements and talking. And this was a very long day, and the lighting, the house wasn't perfect, so we couldn't do this very much. And I was really nervous, and I thought after that, no, I don't have a good feeling. I couldn't do what I wanted to do, but we had to finish it. We couldn't do it 4 or 5 times. It wasn't possible. So, but
actually we did quite a lot.
Yeah, we did it. So it worked out well, but it was for me a very stressful moment, because Marco, our DOP, was stressed out very, very much too. So you could feel the intensity in the room. Yeah, the pressure.
But you did it now, you did it.
Yes.
Excellent. So when you kind of making the production and stuff, how long did it take? What was the long process? How long did it take? Did you have a particular timeline for it, or what was the time length, do you reckon, of the whole production?
I just can remember that we did a lot of stuff alone. At one point, I think in August, Helen joined us. Am I right? No? She had another project. She couldn't join and help us. So up to this point, we had to do everything alone. Location scouting and so on. Yeah.
So we wrote for about a year, on and off. No, from when we started writing to then before going in pre-production, that was a year.
Yeah.
Pre-production was around 3 months, because that is when we just came out of the first lockdown, and we said, okay, now, or who knows what happens.
Yeah, right.
And then we had 2 shooting days and 4 shooting nights in September. And then we were finished with editing around
March,
the year after that. So a little over a year, everything.
Did you edit it yourselves? Did you get someone involved in that?
We had a female editor as well. That was quite important for us as well. Just and no, she was.
Was that somebody you knew, or was that someone you applied for, or?
Elena had a contact.
Yeah, that was a recommendation from someone. Ask her, and I said, "Hi, you don't know me. Do you have time?" Yeah, quite like
And
this.
what was the reaction to that? Was it kind of, again, was it enthusiastic or?
Uh, First thing she said, okay, send me this and this, and I will have a look. And she loved the story. She loved it.
Great.
That are two
Great.
women, and we wrote it. And I think it was a very strong part in her to say, okay, I do this. I support you with my craft. Yeah.
How important would you say it is to say filmmakers and web creators to kind of surround themselves with similar thinking people? Because obviously most people you've got involved here, they like the material, they like the project, and obviously, you know, it's the first step. So how important is that, would you say?
Absolutely key, I think. If you're lucky enough to have the whole crew like loving it as much as you do, then amazing. I mean, you could see it. We've had everyone was amazing, but we had some people in the crew haven't read the script. They were just basically just working, you know, they were assistants and stuff like that. They were just helping and working on set and helping out, and you could see that the interest and the understanding of everything was quite different. And then the ones that knew the script, that has said, yeah, I want to be part of the project, you could really feel there was a different drive. And that just really made it possible to shoot in 6 days. And I think it's key. I think it's absolutely key. And it's this whole thing, and I love it. I love that saying so much. It's birds of a feather fly together, if you use it in
Yeah.
a sense. Honestly, like, you can fly if you have the right people around.
Correct. Yeah.
And especially if you are doing no budget, it's the most important thing in the end, that they love it and they want to do it. Yeah.
I'm sure there were some people who were like, this is bonkers, but okay. But
Yeah.
it's fine to have an opinion about it. Yeah.
So you just mentioned kind of low budget there. Was there any kind of low budget filming techniques or any kind of guerrilla style techniques you employed shooting this at all, or is anything?
Limousine, I think it's quite
Yeah.
guerrilla.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everything's quite professional, like.
Absolutely. I mean, I think we are lucky because we had a lot of people. They said, yes, okay, you can have the bar. Yes, you just have to pay for the Strom, energy, light.
Oh, power, yeah.
Power, I'm sorry. And I mean, it's in the end, it's still money. But if we had to pay a rent for the room as well, for the bar, we could did this. So yeah, we were very lucky with a lot of people. They said you can pay just what you need and for power, and so. Yeah.
Excellent. So you've made it now, you've put it through into the editing process. Was there a moment in the editing process where you thought, that's just what I had in my head, that's perfect? Or that's really where they say there's 3 films, isn't there? There's the ones you write, the ones you make, and then the ones that you edit, isn't it? So was there anything in that final process that you thought, absolutely brilliant, that's exactly what I had in my head back when I wrote this ages ago? Was there any moments like that, would you say? Any wow factors?
Yeah. So we had quite a long conversation with Marco Eisenbach beforehand, with certain key frames that we had to have, that we just, while writing, we felt that belonged to the story. It's not usually when you write, it's not but with the creator, so we kind of felt like we were, you know, having an input in a few more things in our vision as well. And the CPR scene, like, quite being low, some might say you stole that from Tarantino, but with
yeah.
You know, but he had a bit of an influence, I guess. Like, his films, we do like them. And then the part at the very end with a shovel. I visualized that exactly like it as well, and it had like, and I'm so glad that they managed to do it that way as well. And they let me have a look at it while I was rehearsing as well. They were still, allowing me to have a look at, where the camera was positioned and everything. That we were happy. Yeah.
And the refrigerator.
Oh,
Good. Anna.
yeah.
Ah, most important one.
That
There
was
was
just to get a freezer.
freezer.
Buy a freezer secondhand within our budget that is big enough to have a person fit in it. And then Elena rented a bigger car, shifted it into that car, and like drove it. Like that was, yeah,
Crazy.
that was so exciting. All of that stuff. Yeah.
But I love this scene when we put Magdalena inside. I love it, and all the sounds because she's heavy, but it was so good. I love it. It's my favorite. Yeah.
But on that note, you asked what we wanted, and it worked out. But then this whole garage scene, that is something that Marco just did, and we had no idea. And like he saw the, how do you call it when
the tour
is just opening automatic, like going upwards. He just did that. He decided on that. He said we're just going to do it. They didn't even really let us know. They said, okay, you're the actors anyway, so you just stand there and we're going to do this now. And in the end, when I saw the visuals and like all of it, I was so in love, and I was like, thank fuck that we had and the whole team, because we were actually already supposed to already leave the set. And he said, no, we're doing this now. He had a full-on thing with, in a good way, they're friends, with our production manager, who said, guys, finished, whatever you haven't done, it's your fault. I was like, no. Margaret's like, we're doing this. It was good. Nice surprise there as well. I love that.
Excellent. Perfect. So you've made it, you've edited it. What was the first step? Did you have like a screening for the cast and crew, or did you put it into the thing? What was the first step after you finished the project then?
First thing? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we were still editing, and we were already submitting.
Why not? Yeah.
I mean, you realize, okay, sound here a bit more, and color grading and stuff. And because we were in a lockdown again, we couldn't do a screening. And then when it opened up again, we had our premiere at the Seriale in Gießen. Well, that was the world premiere, and we haven't had a screening
for the team
until
what was that main premiere like? What was that like when you had that together? Must have been one of the best days, surely, wouldn't it? Getting everyone together and stuff.
If it would have been live, but it wasn't, because it was still.
So that was still in the lockdown, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
A lot of regulations and stuff like that. We had a few panels, that was nice, but we couldn't have interaction with the audience, and
we drove. We got invited to do an interview, so we got to see some of the people from the festival, but not a nice cinema screening. That would have been amazing, but it is what it is. We're very happy that it happened that we didn't postpone it, and so.
And in the end, we had a crew screening, and it was nice, and not only crew, supporters, friends and family, and the reactions to see that was really nice, and the laughter here and there, and they said, oh wow, I didn't expect that, but it was really
excellent.
Nice.
Excellent. Those are the moments you remember, isn't it? That's they're the nice times, aren't they? That's good. So you've had your screening, you've done it all, you've put it on the festival circuit and that. No particular festival in particular, but was there any web festival you thought was particularly great or cool, or
Yeah.
British Web Festival.
any good experiences?
The award ceremony was fantastic. I was
Yeah.
so surprised. Oh my god, I forgot his name. It's so embarrassing when he was reading out who won.
I mean, the speech and what he, the words and everything, it touched me. It was so.
And you know him, right? You would know him
Yeah.
from television, and or like from like, and you're like, what? That was so special to have him read that out.
No, it's and I remember in return you did a little video on Instagram and reacting to it as well. That was nice to see and stuff. It's good. But it's good. Yeah, like I say, it was a festival. We try and make by filmmakers for filmmakers as well. So it's nice, like I say, to have those interactions, and it's nice to talk to you now, actually, to get feedback. What did you actually think? Did you enjoy it? Because again, you put it all on, but same with the web series, you don't actually get to see people watching it and enjoying it. So it's nice to get feedback and stuff. That's ultimately what you're doing it for. It's for you guys and stuff, and the people that are talented and working hard. It's trying to reward that. So
just
yeah.
not to go over OTT on this one, but you could really feel like, because you just said from filmmakers to filmmakers, anyway, something. You could really feel like there is a lot of passion involved in especially when you then see the whole video of the award ceremony. There's a lot of skill and passion and generosity involved in that, and that is really nice. Even if it's like a web award, it felt really, not rushed, not like just thrown out there and just, okay, here it goes, this is it. It felt really exciting, and
Yes,
great. Yeah,
like it was a communal thing, like we're in this all together, and it's,
I felt really appreciated. So thank you.
That's a lovely thing to say. Actually, you feel appreciated. That's what it's about. Just trying to say it. It's not easy making web series, so it's nice to do that. And I love as well what you said before about you felt excited by it. I think that's great. Because I always feel that you should put, say, 100% in, and then what happens if you put an extra 50% in? That's always what we try to do. Just go that extra mile thing, like you say, and not just put something together and chuck it out. And let's make it. The thing I try and do each year is like a cinematic event almost. I try and give it like a movie feel, the event, because that's what I would like to see, and that's what I hope comes across, So, but the difference is, you guys would be the stars of it. You see, it's your thing. But yeah, it's communal, and that's great. That's lovely to get the feedback there. It's great, and it's nice to get the feedback and to see you all. And it's because that's what it's about, making it special for your special work, really effectively, isn't it? So
yeah,
that's beautiful. So what is next for you guys? What's the next adventure?
Elena and I, we had some personal stuff happening from end of last year, but we are intending to continue writing, and we can't give an exact timeline, but we want to continue writing the story, but we want to keep the quality up or improve it even. So we will be looking into doing it probably with some funding. I mean, Elena's looking so serious now. She's already thinking, it's gonna be so much work. But yeah. It's characters and we can't let them go. We're in love with telling that kind of story.
It hadn't quite concluded the story, had it?
That was the idea. We want to.
Yeah. You already have one more episode written down, the first draft. So we still have a lot of ideas.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot happening in the first 3 episodes, or particularly in 2 and 3. So how far can we take that? Because it kind of always needs to go up a level.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
far can we take that? And there was a lot of still brainstorming involved in that as well. And in the end, probably what we will come out with is again not a no budget thing. Yeah, so it has to be set up properly, I think, for us to.
Yeah.
Who
Well,
knows?
if anyone can do it, I think it's you two. I think you've got it there. And I would say with your ideas, use this opportunity to kind of, push it, you know what I mean? And just say, don't think, what can we do? Go, it's great. So we love what you've done. Keep doing it, keep making more stuff like that. Because like you say, if you follow your dreams and your creative passion, eventually you'll find other people that connect to it. So, I thought, but it was fantastic, like I say. So keep making more of it, even if it's just for us. Keep making it. It's great, absolutely terrific. Yeah. Can I just ask something personally? What your kind of day jobs are as well? What do you get up to today? Because obviously you've got to do other things aside from filmmaking as well as what you do day to day. Is it?
God, I've done so many different things. I do voiceovers as well, which is really
Fantastic.
And then I help out in a restaurant as well because that's just great. You're busy, you're observing people, you are getting
people watching.
Yeah, it's incredible. You really get detailed information about people in a restaurant with their behavior towards a waitress, so to speak. It's fascinating. But bits and bobs, always other things. Always done other stuff as well, like managing a private members health club and stuff. And that was
I've done that.
Yeah, or
like
or jewelry store, was a store manager, but never like super long term anything, because it was always like, no, I need my flexibility. I'm
always about flexibility. Yes, always, and it's about finding some income that works around that, isn't it? But you can also find your creativity around these jobs as well, I find. So
and it's
great.
I find it's very good to see normal day-to-day life too. As an actor,
of course,
it's very important. As a storyteller, I mean, how else can you tell stories if you don't
get ideas? Yeah,
of course, if you don't know different aspects of life.
Yeah.
And you see,
as you see, I have thing here. I'm doing audiobooks and voiceovers as well from home as well, and I do also work as a flight attendant.
Well, I didn't know that. It's fantastic, isn't it? But again, how many stories from that as well?
A lot.
I know.
But this I would love to do stories about it, but you need a proper location for that. And the airplane, that is really fucking hard.
They get some grounded test ones they use for the fire brigade and stuff. So there's always options. Like I say, never think it can't be done.
Not here in Frankfurt and surroundings. Maybe we find something in Berlin, Anna. We have to check out. Maybe Emmy and Christine going to the airplane.
Well, if you shoot in the UK, you've got your 20% rebate as well. So that's why we get all these Marvel films shot in London now and Star Wars, because they get 20% tax rebate on it. So it's
fascinating.
Good to know.
That's why we get Star Wars and Marvel, everything deciding, we're going to shoot in London, and stuff. So it's you get all sorts here at the minute just because of that tax rebate, which is great. So something to think about. There. It's great. So and I've just passed my PGCE, so I'm doing more teaching now.
Oh, that's good.
It is good. It's hard work. It's more like behavioral management than teaching, but it's good. And again, sometimes you're teaching filmmaking and stuff, so you're still kind of connected there. And sometimes you're learning off the students, because obviously technology is moving so fast and stuff. So it's great, but it's I like to think that no matter what you do, it's the reason I asked the question. No matter what you're doing, I think when your passion's there anyway, you find a link to it. I was in a day job at the health club, funnily enough, I was saying, doing that. And I wrote a series and filmed it at the health club and stuff. So your passion always finds a way to, get in there. But unfortunately, you just gotta hustle to kind of follow what you want to do, which is the the shame of it, isn't it? Really, but that's life, and you just got to enjoy the journey, because you know it is, and it is fun, and it's great. There's always opportunities, isn't there? No matter where you are, there's always, you know, opportunities. So you got to follow them. That's fantastic. Well, I think I'll check my notepad, but I think that's all the questions there I've got. It's been absolutely delightful to speak to you both, and to meet you, and to learn more about the show that you want. And yeah, perfect. So we'll look forward to seeing more of your work.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us, and the nice words. Thank you so much.
Everybody, yeah, pleasure. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, my microphone was just giving me a warning, so I was like, oh, sorry, I was focusing on something else.
Yeah.
But no, lovely to say meet you both, and hopefully we're going to see more of your work and more of you. And whatever you get up to next, if you want to even just send us an email, we can do another interview and talk about it. You can share it with us and our audience. That would be lovely. Okay. So you know what I mean. So you're part of the British Web Awards family now. So that's you know, that's good. Terrific. All right. Well, stay in touch, and we'll speak to you all soon. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Chris.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.